Hi, my name's Caitlin Welsh. I'm in Intro to Sociology, and I'm going to be interviewing Paul Nabschafer. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Paul Nabschafer. I go to Tamu G.
Okay. So, how do you respond when you feel that you're wrong?
Like in a conversation? Or like a situation?
So maybe you're wrong and you didn't realize you're wrong, and then someone kind of gives you information that points to you being wrong.
I see.
Yeah.
First of all, I get really embarrassed. And then I start to apologize a little bit. I mean, like, that's my fault. Because every time especially when I'm wrong, I'm usually like really strong about the fact that I know it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'll be like, oh shit, awkward.
And then if you just want to give your positionality, so positionality is like how your social identities influence your experiences within the world. So like your race, your class, your gender, your age, your religion, like how all those things together influences like your experiences and how you see the world.
I mean, you see things differently just based off, like, who you are, is what you're saying. So, yeah. I mean...
So, like, your race, your class, your gender, your age, your religion. If you just want to, like, give background to that, to like people that don't know. Yeah.
Oh. Like, just say what I am, basically?
Yeah, and just how that affects how you see the world.
So, I'm a 19-year-old white male. I'm Catholic. Probably middle class. What else? That's about
just
all.
Whatever you want.
How that makes me see the world is, I see a lot. I mean, I have morals about, like, things that other people don't really care about because of my religion. Let's see. Got 4 other siblings, so I see it to the point of lots of people I can have relationships with, like.
And you're the youngest sibling.
And I'm the youngest, yes.
Out of like a lot.
Yep. So that makes me like the baby, but that also makes me the best.
Right.
Basically.
Okay. So give an example of something that you've been wrong about.
It's a lot of things. Like a specific example, or I mean, like I've had arguments with people where I think that something's correct and then I was wrong, and then just kind of like,
Why do you think that you came to a wrong conclusion or were wrong?
Because sometimes I get too stubborn, and I just think I'm right all the time. Because sometimes I'm a genius, sometimes I'm not.
And how did you learn that you were wrong?
They told me I was wrong, and then I looked it up. Just because I didn't believe them.
Yeah. What did it feel like?
Embarrassing.
Okay. What is a social issue that you feel is most difficult for others to adjust or change their minds?
What do you mean? Like what type of social issue?
Like any social issue. I know it's really wide, but... Like, for example, like abortion, people of, like, backgrounds like Christianity or something, they're going to have different mindsets or point of views from people that didn't really grow up with that.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So, a social issue they feel is most difficult for others to adjust. It's a lot of things. I mean, it's abortion. There's... Let me see. Find something that's not so controversial. I mean, you could do really the religion. I mean, the social issues that, like, most people don't really want to talk about it or hear about it if they're not into it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of put in the fact that if you do bring it up, that you're kind of like, not an extremist in a way, but like...
Trying to convert people.
You're trying to push yourself on other people, and people don't like that nowadays because they just like to keep themselves, and if you tell them that something might be better, they kind of, and they don't believe in it, then yeah.
What is the reason why this specific social issue causes difficulty in changing our viewpoints? You kind of answered it already, but if you just want to restate, like...
Basically, the reason why. Just because, like, if you don't grow up with it, you're not gonna. You don't really believe in it unless you see some miracles really in person. And it's hard to believe in it because, it's not hard, but it's hard to start believing in it just because of how tough the world is, and people like to take self-pity.
Yeah. What role has unconscious bias plays in our ability to adjust or change perspectives?
I mean, there's just, like, really, like, Democratic parties. Like, people who grew up in a family that's mainly Democratic or Republican. It's going to be hard to change their bias on certain issues just because of how, I mean, even today, like today especially, it's so, they have such a big, like, distance between the two and kind of, like, not like a hatred, but it's an unwillingness to listen.
Yeah. Okay, so the next question is, what role do you think tribalism plays in our ability to adjust or change our perspectives? Tribalism is basically, like, the attitudes and behaviors that we have and we, like, adopt when we identify with our tribes. And tribes are just things that, like, people share. Like, some people in tribes are just a group of people that share something in common and feel connected. So, like, my tribe might be my family, your tribe might be something else, and you have multiple tribes.
Okay.
So, yeah, so what role do you think tribalism plays in our ability to adjust or change our perspectives?
Basically, like, I mean, if you get upset about something that someone tells you that they think is wrong, then you can always just go back to those people and you know that they're going to be, like, reinforcing your idea instead of having you listen to the other person's side and think about how theirs is different and maybe even better.
Yeah. And then I also want to point out with tribalism comes, like, in and out groups. So the in group is part of your tribe and you feel like everything in that is natural, right, and good. But the out group is the other tribe. You just feel like everything they do is wrong whenever they feel the same to you. Like, they feel like they're the in group. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out, like, with the definition. But whenever you're, like, talking to someone from an out group, you don't understand, like, that they think they know everything about you and you think you know everything about them. Well, you think yourself, you're showing nothing. So it's pretty much, like, no one really knows anything about anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, hi, my name's Caitlin Welsh. I'm in Intro to Sociology, and I'm going to be interviewing Olivia Brain. Okay, so do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Olivia. I go to A&M at College Station, and I'm a female.
Okay. How do you respond when you realize you're wrong?
I usually just apologize and correct myself.
Okay. Give an example of something you've been wrong about.
Oh my gosh. I've been wrong actually kind of a lot, so, like, I don't really have a specific example, but usually, like, if I'm wrong, I just apologize, like, correct myself.
Okay. Why do you think that you came to a wrong conclusion or were wrong?
I probably just had, like, a brain fart or wasn't thinking.
How did you learn that you were wrong?
Probably whoever I was, like, with corrected me, or, like, I, like, saw something and was like, oh yeah, that's right.
And what did it feel like?
I was probably embarrassed.
Okay, question 2. What is a social issue that you feel is most difficult for others to adjust or change their minds?
Probably gun laws.
And what is the reason why this specific social issue causes difficulty in changing our viewpoints?
I feel like because everyone, like, views them differently. Like, a lot of people use guns for protection, but they're kind of becoming, like, out of control. So it's like a lot of people already want them for protection.
Okay. What role does unconscious bias play in our ability to adjust or change our perspectives?
Oh my god. Well, I feel like Texas views laws differently than like other parts of the world, so that like kind of makes it hard.
Yeah. What role do you think tribalism plays in our ability to adjust or change perspectives? And tribalism is whenever you're a part of like a group that shares something in common and you feel connected in that way, and then use that to adopt different attitudes and behaviors.
Probably just because like those are the people you're around and like their beliefs are kind of like put on you, so like you believe the same things that they do.
Okay, thank you.